Looking back on my life, it feels like at about the age of 3, like I just checked out of life. You know, I grew up in an alcoholic, abusive home, you know, put up the walls, developed some really unhealthy defense mechanisms and survival skills. I started drinking at the age of 15. I feel like I was pretty much an alcoholic from the first sip, but it's not like life was all of a sudden like, you know, Yahoo, the party's on. For me, it just made it easier to wear the mask and to check out of life, like I said, and just to exist. From there, life just got even darker. My addiction story ends with a 6-year meth addiction, where I was using meth every day for 6 years, rather, you know, other than like the crash days. And in that 6 years, just life was just really, again, it was just really dark. I remember thinking to myself one day in the motel room, because up to this point, you know, we walked away from everything. We had a successful automotive repair shop, a $500,000 home in Draper, you know, all the toys, and we walked away from it all until we were living in extended stay motels at the end and racking up charges with the law. You know, I just remember sitting in the hotel room and thinking to myself, like, I'm gonna be living like this till the day I die. And at that point, again, hoping death would come sooner than later, because I didn't know any way out of addiction. You know, like I said, for the most part, I lived that life of numbness and dysfunction from the age of 3, you know, to 39, and I didn't know how to get out. You know, I got arrested, and 10 days into that jail stay, sorry, I had the conversation with myself sitting in that cell on my bunk that I was done. Like, I didn't feel like there was any hope left. You know, I hadn't talked to my family in 6 years. My husband was in jail. For the most part, everything was gone, and it just seemed like life would be better without me, or better, you know, be better than being here. And I tried to commit suicide that day in my jail cell. And something changed, though. Something happened that night in that jail cell. And, you know, I got out of jail, and I started doing whatever I could that was positive. Like I said, I was just catapulted forward to start doing something different. And, you know, anything and everything positive I could get my hands on. I found some meetings, and I walked into them alone. You know what I mean? Like, I had no one. And before I knew it, I just started to develop this, you know, host of friends, and a fellowship grew up around me. From there, life just actually started to flourish. It really did. Like, man, I walked through so many fears today, and I don't have that hopeless feeling anymore, you know. Man, I have a huge support system today. I attend about 10 recovery groups a week, Seeking Safety, Double Trouble, and I ended up getting involved with an entity called Addict to Athlete, and I started running, which I never considered myself a runner, but that is one of my coping mechanisms today. I started running at the end of 2015, and I am now set to do my first marathon next month. You know, sometimes it's kind of weird because I don't want to sound like I'm bragging by any means or boasting, but, you know, to have came, sorry, to have came from that broken 3-year-old still, you know, to working for the county, and I'll be graduating this year with my bachelor's degree at Weber State in criminal justice and psychology. From there, right now, the plan was to go to law school, and that still might be in the cards, but I think I'm going to go for a master's in public administration or public policy. That's a lot where my hope lies today. My hope and my purpose in life today is giving back, and by sharing my story. Like, if I can touch one person's life with my story, you know, that recovery is possible and these things are possible, I hope to make a difference, even, you know, up and beyond that.